A wave of suffocating 110-degree air, thick with the stench of rotten eggs and stale sweat, fills your lungs, snapping you awake at 03:30 a.m. You lie on your side on the hard, jagged basalt floor of an underground bunker, 30 feet beneath the surface of Iwo Jima. The air is so hot and humid that sweat streams off your skin in continuous rivers, soaking your ragged, dirt-caked Imperial Japanese Army uniform. You reach for your aluminum canteen, shaking it near your ear. Only a few precious drops of warm, metallic-tasting water rattle at the bottom. You are standing, or rather crouching, inside a subterranean nightmare. It is early March 1945. You are a private in the 109th Infantry Division of the Imperial Japanese Army. Outside this dark cavern, the United States Marine Corps has landed on the black volcanic beaches of your island. You are not fighting on a grand battlefield under a clear sky. You are trapped inside an 11-mile labyrinth of dark, hand-dug tunnels, pillboxes, and caves engineered beneath the volcanic rock of Mount Suribachi and the Motoyama Plateau. Hollywood movies used to depict Japanese soldiers on Pacific Islands as suicidal fanatics, constantly charging out into open fields with swords raised, screaming "Banzai" into machine gun fire. But on Iwo Jima, there are no mindless charges. Your commander, Lieutenant General Tadamichi Kurebayashi, banned wasteful suicide attacks. His orders are cold, calculated, and absolute. There will be no Japanese victory here, no Imperial fleet coming to save you, and no evacuation. Every soldier is ordered to turn his position into an underground fortress, stay inside the dark rock, and kill 10 enemy soldiers before giving up his own life. You are not fighting for victory. You are fighting to delay the invasion of the Japanese mainland for as long as humanly possible. It is 5 a.m. You sit in the pitch darkness, cleaning the bolt of your Arisaka Type 99 rifle by touch alone. The finest volcanic ash, black, gritty dust, covers everything inside the tunnel. It gets into your eyes, grinds between your teeth, and jams the delicate mechanical parts of your rifle. You wipe the steel bolt with a greasy rag, checking your leather cartridge pouches. You have fewer than 40 rounds of 7.7mm ammunition left. Beside you crouches Sato, a 19-year-old farm boy from Nagano. His eyes are sunken, dark circles carved deep into his skull from weeks of severe sleep deprivation, dehydration, and dysentery. He hands you a small piece of hardtack, a rock-solid, sun-dried rice biscuit, and a tiny strip of dried, salted fish. This is your entire daily ration. There is no fresh water on Iwo Jima. The island's only natural water sources are sulfurous hot springs. The rainwater collection tanks on the surface were destroyed by American naval bombardment days ago. To survive, you and your squad have been forced to lick condensation off the damp, scalding cave walls, drinking water tainted with sulfur that causes agonizing stomach cramps. 7:30 a.m. The earth around you suddenly begins to violently. The wooden support beams above your head groan and splinter, showering your shoulders with heavy volcanic soil. The American naval bombardment has resumed. Out on the ocean, battleships, cruisers, and destroyers are pounding the island with thousands of heavy 16-inch shells, while mortar fire sweeps the rocky ridges above. The noise inside the subterranean tunnel is a continuous, bone-shattering thud that vibrates through the rock directly into your ribs. The concussive air pressure repeatedly pops your eardrums, leaving a sharp, high-pitched ringing in your head. But inside your deep limestone bunker, the heavy artillery can't crush you. General Kurebayashi designed these tunnels to withstand direct hits from naval guns. You sit motionless in the dark, breathing through a damp cloth to filter out the sulfur dust, waiting for the thunder above to stop. 10:15 a.m. The naval fire suddenly shifts deeper inland. You know what this means. The artillery barrage was just the curtain raiser. The United States Marines are moving up the black ash slopes on foot. Prepare for combat, your squad leader whispers in the dark. You crawl on your belly through a low, narrow access shaft, barely 2 feet high, toward a hidden bunker known as a tochka. You reach the firing position, a reinforced concrete bunker buried entirely under black volcanic soil, featuring a narrow 6-inch horizontal firing slit that peers out across a barren, cratered valley. You rest the barrel of your Arisaka rifle on the concrete ledge. Through the narrow slit, you see them. Dozens of U.S. Marines in camouflage utility uniforms moving cautiously through the rocks, their M1 Garand rifles raised, flame-throwing tanks roaring up the ridge behind them. 11:45 a.m. The battle erupts into a nightmare of fire and smoke. The Marines don't attack head-on. They use a terrifying tactic known as blowtorch and corkscrew. A team of Marines rushes a nearby cave entrance 50 yards to your left. One Marine provides covering fire with a Browning automatic rifle, while another steps forward carrying an M22 flamethrower. With a deafening roar, a thick stream of burning, pressurized liquid napalm shoots 50 feet directly into the mouth of the cave. Even from 50 yards away inside your own bunker, you can feel the intense heat wave radiation. The terrifying screams of your fellow soldiers echo through the interconnected tunnel system as the roaring flames consume all the oxygen inside their chamber, instantly incinerating their flesh or suffocating them in the dark. Seconds later, another Marine runs up and tosses a 20-pound satchel charge of C2 plastic explosive into the burning hole. A massive explosion shakes the rock, and the cave entrance collapses into a mountain of pulverized black rubble, sealing dozens of men alive inside their dirt grave. 2:15 p.m. The Marines are closing in on your position. They haven't spotted your firing slit yet, hidden beneath a pile of loose basalt rocks. You align your iron sights on an American soldier carrying a heavy demolition kit 40 yards away. You take a slow breath, hold it, and squeeze the trigger. Crack! The heavy Arisaka round strikes him in the chest, dropping him into the volcanic dust. You pull the bolt back, eject the smoking brass casing, chamber another round, and fire again, taking down a second Marine advancing through the crater. Beside you, a heavy Type 92 heavy machine gun, nicknamed the Woodpecker by the Americans due to its distinct, slow firing sound, opens up from an adjacent bunker, spraying heavy 7.7 millimeter fire across the valley. The Marines throw themselves face down into the black sand, calling for immediate close air support. Minutes later, a low-flying Corsair fighter plane roars over the ridge, dropping a canister of white phosphorus directly onto the rocks above your bunker. A blinding flash of burning white smoke leaks through the firing slit. White phosphorus burns at over 4,000 degrees Fahrenheit, sticking to skin and clothes, burning through muscle down to the bone. You pull a damp rag over your nose and mouth, dragging your body backward into the escape tunnel as toxic chemical smoke fills the bunker room. 6 p.m. The sun begins to set over the Pacific Ocean, casting a dark, eerie purple light over the ruined landscape of Iwo Jima. The heavy ground fighting thins out as the Marines dig foxholes on the surface, setting up night perimeters. You crawl back down into the main command cavern 50 feet below ground. Out of the 25 men in your platoons who woke up this morning, only 9 are left alive. Your squad commander's arm is wrapped in blood-soaked bandages from shrapnel. There are no medical supplies left, no morphine, no bandages, no antiseptics. The wounded sit silently in the dark corner of the cave, biting down on wooden sticks to stifle their groans of agony so they don't give away the bunker's location to night patrols listening above. 9:30 p.m. The most dangerous assignment of the day begins, the night water raid. You and a soldier named Kato are selected to crawl out of a hidden escape hatch onto the surface to find water, ammunition, and food from the fallen. You leave your heavy rifle behind, carrying only a unsheathed bayonet tied to your wrist and 3 Type 97 hand grenades tucked into your belt. You pop open a small circular wooden trap door hidden beneath a pile of brush and slide out onto the freezing, wind-swept surface of the island. The landscape is completely alien. Blinding white magnesium star shells fired by U.S. Navy ships float slowly down from the sky on parachutes, illuminating the black volcanic terrain in a harsh, artificial glare. You drop face down into the cold black sand every time a flare ignites overhead, remaining frozen like a corpse among the hundreds of real corpses scattering the slope. You crawl on your elbows toward a knocked-out American amphibious tractor. Beside it lie two fallen Marines. Your heart hammers against your ribs like a trapped bird. You reach into the dead Marine's canvas pack, your hands shaking violently, pulling out two metal cans of peaches, a pouch of dry rations, and two full plastic canteens of clean, fresh water. You don't feel hatred for the dead man. You feel only an overwhelming, primal gratitude for the water that will keep you alive for one more day. 11:45 p.m. You slip back down through the hidden wooden hatch into the warm, sulphurous darkness of your underground bunker. You hand the precious water canteens to your squad leader, who carefully distributes tiny, capful-sized portions to the wounded men first. You sit down in your dark corner, your chest heaving, opening the small tin of peaches. You taste the sweet syrup, the first clean, sweet thing you have tasted in over a month. You reach inside your tunic pocket and pull out a small, crumpled piece of paper, a letter written weeks ago to your wife and young son in Tokyo. You hold the letter in your dirty, calloused hands. You know this letter will never be mailed. It will burn with your body or rot inside this dark cave when the ceiling eventually collapses. In the letter, you didn't write about the agonizing heat, the suffocating sulfur, or the roaring flamethrowers. You simply wrote, "Do not grieve for me. I am doing my duty for the country, raising our son to be an honorable man." You tuck the crumpled letter back over your heart, pick up your Arisaka rifle, and lean your head back against the cold stone wall. Outside, the distant naval guns begin to rumble once again. Over 21,000 Japanese soldiers will die in these dark caves before the battle for this tiny 8-square-mile island ends, leaving fewer than 1,000 survivors. You close your eyes in the pitch-black silence, listening to the hot sulfur steam hissing through the cracks in the rock, knowing that when the sun rises tomorrow, you will step back up to your firing slit and fulfill your vow to the very end. If you made it through this harrowing 24-hour journey into the underground hell of Iwo Jima, hit that like button and subscribe to join our community. Want to see what it was like to survive a single day in the mud and poison gas of Verdun during World War I? Click the video on your screen right now. Stay curious and stay sharp.